If, like me, your love for tactical shooters has been reignited by games such as Ready or Not, Arma, and the new direction of Call of Duty, then Ground Branch has probably made its way to your radar. When I first booted up Ground Branch and headed into my first solo match, my initial idea for a video on this game was to get a few friends on and show off a bunch of gameplay. But after a few hours of playing solo, I felt like creating something for either newcomers to the genre, or people umming and ahhing about the idea of buying this game. Starting off with loading into the game, I'd suggest going into the tutorial, especially for new players. If you're like me, however, I headed straight into customization, and let me tell you, it's very impressive the system they have in place for this game. For your weapon customization, you have a wide array of weapons to your disposal that do not need to be unlocked, nor do any of the attachments. Consider yourself the world's wealthiest PMC. With these attachments, you can manually position them on the rails of your gun, leaving room for magnifiers or canted sights for CQC. The attachments can also be used once you're in the ready room or out in the field. This similar system is also implemented in your vest or plate carrier, making full usage of the Molly system if you have one. You can place extra grenades, magazines, smokes and breaching charges all over the rig. My suggestion is also that you slap on a wall belt or for flashbangs and secondary ammo. Coming back to the attachments on your rifle, Ground Branch has managed to keep using these as simple as possible. You can either access them on the middle mouse menu or simply Alt scroll to magnify or scroll to switch to a canted iron sight or canted red dot sight. This is really important to get used to once you start playing, especially for when you play marksman and have to go CQC. I've had my ass saved by being in a marksman position, and even not playing CQC, had to switch to my canted sight for any close enemies or anybody that rushes you, because the AI tends to do that. Next we have the ready room. This is basically your base of operations when you're pre-game. Loading into online matches, this is where you'll be placed, and heading over to one of the lockers allows you to change and customize your loadout for each map. This again is useful in Lone Wolf session, but you do have to return to the main menu to switch maps, unlike online which has a voting system. In the ready room there's also a firing range to test out your loadouts. I'd definitely make sure you try this out. This moves me on to the gameplay, and this is mainly where my problem lies with this game. We'll start with the game modes, which are Intel Recovery and Terrorist Hunt. And that's it. There isn't any story, and this is probably my biggest problem with this game. Bear in mind that this game is in early access, so it is to be expected that most features aren't finished. Playing on my own, this game quickly became quite bland. The gunplay isn't that all challenging, the AI have different levels of difficulty, and I'd suggest sticking it on trained and either getting to know the game on that, or practice with that difficulty until it's easy. The AI are hard to interpret and understand. This is probably because you aren't in a confined space, as the maps are relatively open, meaning the AI have a wide area to roam and catch you off guard. There's been a few times I've been shot from behind and not even realised that an enemy has been there. I would like to see an implementation of the enemies moving in squads, cover to cover, and being at posts, as I find the AI's movement very random for missions that focus on you infiltrating a guarded compound. For the player movement, the manoeuvrability you have over your character is amazing. You can change the position of your gun, and your character's body position is important when in cover. The developers said, and I quote, "Ground Branch's unique true first-person system improves world immersion and awareness of your surroundings, providing zero disconnect between your view and the character's physical presence in the environment. Seeing your foot stick out of cover? Better tuck it in. Enemies may be able to see it, and shoot it too, but only if their line of sight and muzzle are verifiably unobstructed. The cameras are placed at the character's eyes and bullets originate from the weapon's muzzle. In Ground Branch, what you see is what you get. However, there's no prone position. There's just crouch and standing. Honestly, this is something I don't see why this game hasn't got. This is definitely something I'd like to see implemented, especially for players like myself, because I enjoy a bit of the all gillied up type action, you know? I want to be able to crawl around in the grass. And this leads me again to doing night ops and operating with night vision, is that it doesn't seem that the AI have a handicap when in the dark. Whereas you have the handicap of using your night vision doesn't allow you to use larger scopes. And there's lights everywhere. Like, most of the compounds you're infiltrating are fully lit up and you can see most of the time. You end up shooting out most of the lights, or in at least my experience I did. Before I purchased Ground Branch, I was watching a few videos because I was so unsure. And I don't think I found someone that is kind of talking about this game in the same way I am. If there is, please let me know. But while I was out there, I've also seen a lot of comparisons to Ready or Not across the internet. And I can probably say, for you Marvel fans, Ground Branch exists in the same universe as Ready or Not. But it also feels quite different. There's something about Ready or Not that really caught me. I think it has a replayability because of the change in AI. It has a mind of its own in such a good, dynamic way, as well as taking different approaches to each level, such as you going in completely non-lethal, which I enjoy doing. I love just taking in pepper spray and taser and the beam gun or whatever you want to use, and just seeing if you can make it through. You may die, but that's kind of like the challenge. Now, beyond the bare bones gameplay, my comparison to Ready or Not ends here because Ground Branch does not, for me, create the same atmosphere. The maps feel quite bland, the AI is a nuisance, and I think the replayability of Ground Branch comes from who you play it with, because the weapons you pick merely dictate the range you have to be within to get an accurate shot. This might not be for everyone, this might not be the same experience everyone else is getting, but so far playing Lone Wolf, I've got quite bored after playing on the easiest difficulty and cleared the compound out. All that changes is that the AI are just quicker to kill you. Now, this isn't me suggesting Ground Branch needs a non-lethal option, nor am I saying this game's bad in any way. I'm trying to get across that though this amazingly designed FPS is a step forwards for tactical gameplay, it falls short in holding my attention on its own. Please do some research of your own and decide whether it's worth your money. If you are currently a player of Ground Branch, please let me know in the comments what you think and if you agree or disagree with what I said. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing and dropping a like if you'd like to see more videos like this. I am in the attempt of trying to have an upload schedule, but it's very hard. Anyway, I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya. I'm just trying to get across that though this amazingly designed FPS is a step forward for tactical gameplay. It shows for what the fuck? This isn't me suggesting Ground Branch needs a non-lethal option, nor am I saying this game is bad. I'm trying to get across that though this amazingly designed FPS is a step forward for tactical gameplay, it falls short on holding my... Jesus Christ.